Wait for it to hit live. There it goes. How's it going, everybody? It's me, it's RDV. I'm here guys once again back here for the best of the week as far as comic books go. And I'm joined by Geek Easy and Eric Breen. Eric had to step away. He had an important phone call with the president about his security detail. They're basically planning out how to keep him from falling down the steps.
No, actually, I think this week's is the one about him falling up the steps because he does that too.
Well, they've been looking. I heard they've been looking in that too. How to make it? If he falls up the stairs instead of down the stairs.
Yes. Now the next thing he needs to do is fall across the stairs.
1 foot at a time. But yeah, that's scary. And now apparently in Mexico they unveiled that they've had corpses of 2 aliens that had crashed a couple years ago.
Yes.
Who ironically look like a lot like E.T.
Yes. And they said that one of them had eggs in there, so they probably met a xenomorph.
Yeah. So what happened is that I imagine those 2 aliens came down to Earth, saw who the president of the United States is, saw the start of the state of the world, and they just basically couldn't survive. They couldn't survive. They basically their brains imploded inside their head. Yeah,
that does that with a lot of us. So
they literally just
I can see why that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, but let's be real though. If the aliens exist, they take one look at us from their giant telescope and their spaceship, and they nuke us.
They just keep going. We're sort of like that neighborhood you don't go to unless you absolutely have to.
It's like if your car breaks down outside of Earth's orbit and you're kind of like, crap, I can't go for help, but also I wouldn't want to go for help because I'd have to deal with life forms, and then they think about they think that we're gonna probe them. And they got the alien fetish worshippers. It's like going to Reno, Nevada.
Do I try and go in and see if I can get something to fix my car, or do I call roadside service? And most of them are just like, screw it, I'm calling roadside service. I don't care how long it takes to get here.
I mean, I have AAA. The only problem is that AAA is like, if I break down where I'm not near my mechanic, it's like, well, we only have so many miles we can go. So it's like,
yeah. I used to work for Hertz, and they say it's 50 outside of a big city. That's what it is here, 50.
Well, you guys, it's worse for you guys if you break down in the middle of winter. I feel like 30, it's like 30 days a night over you guys, and and there's just so much snow, and then you're stuck on that little Antarctica enclosement.
I actually had a girl and I, one of my managers and I had to go out and take a car. This was like one of our, top tier people. We had to drive like 60 miles one way to go drop a car off and pick the other car up.
At that point, you don't need. I said if I'm supposed to go with my car, though, I always say bring a flatbed. I don't want this where they're hanging off. That just ruins your car. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But Marani is saying, imagine the AAA call the alien would have had to make.
Yeah. The long distance charges on that must have been outrageous.
Imagine the light year prices, going up for inflation. Interstellar travel.
As Han Solo would say, the parsec. It's like, dude, it's a distance, not a time.
No. I'll just say the last thing on topic on subject of aliens. Check out Resident Alien. That show's hilarious.
I've been wanting to, but
I don't care what Alan Tudyk's his political outlook, but the show is actually not left leaning. It's right down the center.
That's cool.
They have a sheriff who calls himself Big Black, and he is black. And he's not the smartest sheriff. He's an idiot.
Okay, no, I'm not going to say anything.
I know. That's the joke, though. It's like you're like, Big Black. It's like, oh, wow, that's not PC.
No, I love stuff that's not PC. That's why I went and saw Andrew Dice Clay one time down in Seattle. Loved him.
That's probably all you need to see is one time see Andrew Dice Clay, and then you see him for a lifetime.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the comic books. I have a few today. All right, not a lot. when I may say few, I mean like 8 for new books. All right, and let's start off with my number 8. This is the book, and the reason it's my number 8 because I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I believe it's the last issue of The Exile or Exiled, or actually, never mind. It is called The Exiled. But this is the, for those who are wondering what it is, this is the Wesley Snipes book.
That came out. I have the first couple issues. I'm probably just gonna have to wait to get it in trade.
Yeah, to me, it's a fun book. It's a fun sci-fi thriller, kind of like an action thing. A cop who basically was down on his luck, kind of frowned upon by the precinct, and he got to the point where his wife left him, his ex-wife. Now she is involved, and like I said, with him, realizing that he's not as human as he once thought he was, and she's basically joined him in helping him help save these aliens that basically were refugees from their planet that his father was originally working with, and these other opponents, basically do not want them there. It's kind of like the X-Men. He's
but better.
Yeah, current X-Men way better. But this is the interior art you're getting in here. So, I've been enjoying it so far. And his wife is a supporting cat. His ex-wife, she even said, "Don't think it's because I'm helping you out." It's like because originally he was kind of like he still loves her, and you can tell that she kind of does. And I love the take. When he's gonna go, she realized that he wasn't crazy this whole entire time. That she admits that she was wrong. And then she's like, "Don't you think because all this, I'm gonna I'll fall back in love with you. I'm married. We're over with, But so he says basically the aliens try to attack her, and basically after that, he's gonna put her in witness protection. I love it. He's like, and she's like, "Hell no, you ain't. I'm gonna help you." And she's actually going along with him. I think that's kind of cool. But this is his final form when he goes really cool when he transforms. He has these skeleton bones that come on him. Obviously, this is pulling from a lot of different tropes. This would be a very, very low budget sci-fi movie if they did it, and people would make fun of it because Wesley Snipes in a low budget sci-fi. But
that's what Joe and I were thinking about. We were talking about that he's probably hoping he will get optioned in for a movie and he'll pay it because the character does look like him.
Yeah, well, as they're going for it, they were definitely going for it to have it as if it's to be a Wesley Snipes movie. That and that's the great thing about comic books for actors. If they're no longer doing movies or they're too old to do action movies, they can go through comic books and do this. Claudia Christensen has her own book out too. There's so many different I've seen actors doing this. Now the problem is that some actors should not be involved with writing. And I say that mainly when I say like the CW or some of these Emilia Clarke. I don't want them involved. Sure, if you want their likeness, sure, pay them for their likeness, whatever. But Wesley Snipes, I guess, say this isn't as good as Berserk, but I'd say it's something you should check out if you like very science indie sci-fi with aliens and action and stuff and police gritty cop stuff.
Yeah, Claudia Christensen's coming up to our Comic-Con in April, and I want to get the comic and have to sign it.
Yeah. All right. My number 7 for this week is World's Finest Teen Titans Con. Clearly, I can see the difference between this and what's going on World's Finest. Wade's writing this aimed toward a younger audience than he is with the World's Finest, and I'm okay with that. The thing here is that my only problem with this book, and I said it before many times, is that the fact that when it comes to if you're going to write anything that's close to be like Silver Age kind of version of the characters, don't include modern technology. I don't want that crap. Go back, do the homework, and obviously Wade should know, but maybe it's not his choice. Maybe DC wants him to put part of it in there because part of the sliding time scale. But overall, basically, the moral of this book, this issue here, there is this character. His name's Toy Boy, whatever. He's basically he's obsessed with B girl. I think her name is. I can't remember her name. I think it's just called B. But he's obsessed with her. Basically, attacks the Comic-Con. Robin stayed back in the cave per Batman's wishes because he said, like, you don't want to put yourself on, for the limelight. You want to be doing it because you're a hero, not because you want attention. And Dick Grayson knows, and I like he has a little heart to heart with Bruce. Kind of, he says, like, you think I don't want to be up there, but I understand it though. It's like I used to love being, in front of the trapeze, the performance circus, but he says, how do I make them, respect me and stuff? He's like, well, the only thing you can do is keep being a leader. You may not always be respected, but eventually the people will see your merits, But overall, though, like I said, some obsessed, creepy guy basically wants, he attacks them. It kind of looks like a 60s kind of like creeper, but anyway, he's got like magic spells. He's able to basically attack them. He's obsessed with the girl.
Does he drive in a van and smell like patchouli?
No. But he's very, very, very pervy. You see the giant Wonder Girl figurine is now life size, crushing Wonder Girl. Garth is up against that, and then I thought it was kind of funny because Wally saw how Roy was Speedy was getting all into it. Like he basically ended up shooting an arrow, which was endangering someone. So what does Bart do? No, he mixes up his trick arrows. So it's not an order. So Chorus just fires to shoot the slick arrow, causing everybody be mad at him. Basically, cutting him down a peg, which I thought was much better than focus camera. There he goes. But overall, it was all this issue is just basically say, oh, I want you on my tire titan, since they break him out of the cuffs and he's yeah. So they're building a Terror Titans. We still don't know who this is, but yeah, overall, it's not your greatest story. It's kind of mid, but I like the fact that the real Robin actually shows up though. But like I said, I don't want convention stuff like this. This really feels like it's not offensive to Megan Fitzcard and Young Justice, but you're kind of getting into it. It's like, tee-hee, let's go to convention and all that stuff. I just don't care. But overall, like I said, it was a right story.
I think he's mocking all the fans in general.
Yeah, he's not just an old fan. Do you think Mark Waid even thinks the old fan base is even there? It's like, I don't think he does.
I think he does. I think he's just, he doesn't care for the people who actually like the good stuff. And if you don't like his stuff, you're,
Which I can respect, because but if you're looking to make money, you don't want to alienate anybody, though. But there's always going to be people who you're not going to like you no matter what you do.
Right. And I mean, I've read some of the stuff that is really good. He can be good.
Yeah.
But he is one of those people that will just insert a whole bunch of bullshit in there and do stuff that people a very small percent of the population wants done. And then when all the rest of the people, the good majority of the people, say, what the hell are you doing? He's like, it's like, no. He can be really good. He's just,
Like I said, this is aimed toward a younger base. I'm 38. This is aimed towards probably like 15 or to 12, years old. So that's what you're getting, If you're expecting for adult stuff, as far as more mature stuff, well, for older kids, then that's World's Finest, Superman and Batman. Or Batman Superman. That's where you want to get, reader stuff like that. Or what was his other one he was doing? Well, even his Shazam is kind of kid friendly too, compared to the main one. But so all right, so my number 6 this week. Well, I got the Archon cover. This is Batman Robin. Kind of mixed feelings on this. It is important. It's a $5 book. I pay the extra dollar so I can get the Archum cover. So at least I have something to look at from my box. I can actually look at something actually good. But overall, this has too many references to what's going on in the Gotham War. I don't give a shit about that. Stop with I don't care about Catwoman. I don't care about that. So it takes place right after the last issue of Batman. It was Boobies and Robin for a second. That angle. Yes, it is. And anyway, so yeah, so they just moved back to Bruce's Brown story. Damian's moving in. Damian basically is expected to go to school. He wants to go to the Gotham Academy. He says, as long as you're living with me, you're gonna keep up your studies and all this. You're gonna have a childhood. I didn't get that luxury. Mine was taken from me. I had to grow up. Instead, they say you have the opportunity, and you can see, Damian's kind of moving in. Damian still wants to be a detective. Now, I've heard some people, they don't like Damian because he's pretty much Tim, but an arrogant version of Tim. I guess I'd say that's wrong. Tim's gay and Damian's not, but he may be arrogant though. So basically,
one's arrogant, one's fabulous.
Fabulously arrogant. But like I said, I'm not a fan of this art style though.
No, that's the other thing. I thought about getting that, and the fact that it references the Gotham War was strike 1.
Yes.
Then I looked through it, and the art was strike 2 and 3.
Well, okay. In defense of the art, it's not good, but it was a lot better than the art from that first Gotham War one, where they made Catwoman look like ultra, bull dyke bondage chick.
No, but the artist in that book has way more potential than this.
The problem with this, too much freaking white in the background. Jeez, this isn't Moon Knight. But you're getting this is also a different side you're seeing. This is because it's Damian and his dad. Now Bruce is trying to act more like a father, than Batman. We're seeing more of them, out of their element for the most part. But we see they got some cool. I do love the gadgets here, though. It's one of the takeaways I do have here. The coffee table or table actually has a hologram.
Where are they living?
In the brownstone apartment.
Okay, but does this acknowledge that Vandal Savage has Wayne Manor?
I can't remember. They probably did mention it too.
I don't think it did. And I'm wondering why they're in the brownstone, because part of the fact that he used Wayne Manor as collateral for the brownstone, and the guy was trying to do something. So they do acknowledge the fact that that's going on, but they don't mention anything about the finances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the living situation.
So, yeah. So, like I said, he wants them. He said in your panel right here, he basically wants them. They have his own thing. And Damian, of course, his response, I'm smarter than all the teachers and around my level. And he says, basically, you need help. And he's like, I solved, your thing, your problem you had as far as your solutions, as far as crime or whatever. And so then one thing Damian mentions that he does have his own car. I don't know where he keeps it, but he invested his own car because Bruce said, you're not driving the Batmobile. He's like, I don't need it. So they come across Killer Croc, who's kidnapping this scientist, and then they come across Corca. There's two as well, and then what was the other? There's these other guys too. Here they got Man-Bats there, and they got these guys too, the Animal Men. I think their names. I can't remember their name. And where their heads are not masked like they were in the Batman animated series, they're actually real heads.
So there are two shark villains running around the DC universe right now.
Yeah.
That guy, the one in the suit, he's happier because he hasn't been wedgied this month. So
yeah.
So I was like, what number is this on your countdown?
Number 6.
Did you like it?
I wish the price was not $4.99.
Don't
Like I
wait.
said, but overall, it's like I said, it's not high on my list. Like I said, when it comes to Batman books, it is kind of very far down below. I would say it's ranking it out of 5, 0 to 5, 5 being best, awesome, 0 being the worst. I'd say right now at the beginning is a 3.5 because of the mention of the Gotham War crap.
Will you be back for issue 2?
I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe, but don't. The reason I got this book because I wanted to show it off because it's a new issue and for the channel, so you guys can see it. But then I was curious about the art too because this is Joshua Williamson. He mentions the Lazarus Island, thing, and Damian, how he had friends there. So he does mention his Robin series. So he's building off of that content too.
I kind of want to get this, although every time I turn around, I get more angry at DC as a company. Yeah, today's information didn't help. But
yeah.
What was today's information?
Well, I mean the Willingham thing, and because I'm sure there's way more to it that he's too much of a gentleman to say.
Yeah, so in the very beginning of the book, they jump in a blimp that's being taken hostage by White Rabbit, and at the end, and he's like, basically, Bruce orders him to go after the hostages because Damian's like, don't worry, and Damian does it, but they have a little squabble like normally do with Damian does, but within a matter of seconds, they already have the ship under control and the hostage secure and stuff, and then they go back to their apartment building, and then they're setting up that Damian's moving in.
One thing I do know that I don't have to worry about if I do change my mind and buy this series, there will not be any teenage goth chick telling Batman he doesn't know Gotham at any point as long as Joshua Williamson is writing. He at least will give me that.
Well, that also in your comic shop, you'll get a discount on the back.
Well, there's that too. I mean that's one of the advantages of doing what I do is cost isn't really a factor. I mean, I'm debating whether or not to get these $200 Stan Lee and Steve Ditko hardcovers.
Right.
The two of them together will be barely over $100 if I do it.
Yeah.
So the price, even though the comics, but then I think about it, said, but everybody that comes in to buy comics, how many of them are getting put off by these $5 for 32 pages? That would be a deal breaker for me if I had to pay that. No,
like I said, I just got it. I got the $1 more for the art term, and that's it. Like I said, I'm probably not gonna be back for the next one. These probably ones I might sail the high seas if I'm really curious to preview it.
Yeah, I don't have time to sail the high seas because I'm only two episodes into 4 years of Man from U.N.C.L.E., baby.
I'm on episode 9 of season 1 of Miami Vice, man. I've been going through that. Bruce Willis was on episode 8.
I've watched about 10 episodes that you sent me though, so I'm loving this.
Tony Almagada.
I don't even notice that my DVR isn't working. I don't care. If I can't go back and watch something that was on TV, I just turn on an old episode and I'm good to go. And yeah, MK, that sucked. I mean, no cynicism, no nothing. That is a horrible break for a team and for an individual.
So somebody, I know the memes are going because they're for those who watch wrestling when the tall guy was running into the ring. What was his name? The wrestler, Titus O'Neil, runs down the ramp and he goes underneath the ring. That's literally how they're playing for Rogers. Running and gone.
Yeah, you know what? I don't find the humor in something when someone has a year of their career taken from them through no fault of their own. It's and I said I get a bigger kick out of memes for people that deserve it.
Sure. But like I said, I'm the person that's gonna laugh regardless. But even though she shouldn't laugh at, it's like if you're at a funeral, I'm the guy's laughing.
I didn't say I wasn't going to laugh. I just said it's inappropriate.
There's a meme that says the highlights of Aaron Rodgers' game from that night, and it shows him running out on the field with the flag, and then it goes to the end. Those are the highlights of the game for him that night.
Well, you see him get tackled and he backs up. Apparently, he hurt his calf during trainings. Season training or what?
No,
the one thing that it still hurts watching is the Joe Theismann hit when Lawrence Taylor got him. That's still painful to watch.
Well, it's happened to a Bengal in one of their Super Bowls. Tim Crummer, got basically the same injury. It's hard to watch.
Number 5. Something epic.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. Basically, if you've never read this is issue 5 of the series. Issue 6 comes out next month. This is about a comic book creator, or best, like you could almost say, he's a kid. They call it, and they finally, he growing up when he was younger, he always could see these other like looks like imaginary drawings or machinations, and he finds out that he's not the only one that can see them. And they're basically like, he's explained to him that these are actually abandoned imaginary friends or abandoned creations that someone was working or artist was drawing, and then never got published, or they're forgotten. There's so this issue, he's training to be for something. They don't know what he is, but they think he's supposed to be like the chosen one. And unfortunately, they draw him like Elliot Page when he's younger.
Oh God! The guy with his hand over his eye.
Yeah, it's
the guy doing the Christian.
Yeah, isn't it Elliot Page? No.
Yee.
The girl up in the left corner is actually another character that's basically imaginary characters that he's had since he's a child, and it's getting a little weird because she's starting to show affection to him that's not friendly. I mean, and as a friend, I'm like, you watched him as a kid growing up. But it's been years since they've seen each other, though. He's now in his 30s. His mom had died from cancer, and that's basically why he stopped. Basically, he closed off his imagination. Now that he's older, and the last issue, he was trying to shut off, but something else started growing. They don't know what it is, but it's like a dark version. It might be him. I don't know what it is, but and he goes into this place where only epics are allowed. He has to pass these tests. First one was the shield. The second one was to get the sword of virtue or something like that. But then he finds out that he passed the third test he didn't know about. It was a key. It was actually his heart, compassion. He walks in there. Basically, humans are not really allowed, because the last one epic in there almost destroyed their world. Like they're basically, it's imagination world. It's their job is basically to protect, keep from two worlds colliding. So basically, your imagination you create things like whatever. Whoever created Batman, his creation is now running around, floating up in there too. But they can't technically say it's Batman. But anyway, they don't trust humans, and he goes in there. He has to go this place where he's got to see. Like explain it. It's like she's like the daughter of God, basically in this, and she's called imagination. She's in charge of all the imagination, that's connected to the humans, and at first he sees it. He thought it's her, like, oh, it's his mom. He thinks it's his mom. He sees in there, and turns out it's actually not his mom, but that entity we talked about, the one that's been stalking him, right? And you see him. He's kind of like he's just basically bonding with that girl again. The dude has I'm not sure where this is going. This is you're wondering who the writer is. This is Seisman Kudansky, who's doing the story and the art. This is through Image. Honestly, I hope this book keeps on going. I do love the just the art, the detail this guy does on here.
Simon Kudansky worked on a book with Steve Niles called "A Town Called Terror," which is a really good book.
Yeah. And then we get the first scene of an artist being an artist in a book. Sure, it's been done before, but he was drawing her. Based off, he said ever since he's been little, his fingers have been like extra sensitive. His body, his skin has been extra sensitive, And I'm thinking like, oh, wow, chica, wow, here, going here. He's touching her lips, stuff, but he's actually just drawing her from by. He's kind of like, in a sense, he's pulling a Daredevil. Uh, you know, but overall, you get to see some of the other characters. Other characters think he's a messiah, so they want him like, oh, these are impartial characters. They want him to basically complete them, help them, because these are all ones we've abandoned by the creators. They've all been kind of like sentient. But like I said, I honestly, I don't know where it's going as far as the book goes, but I do like I love the art in here and stuff. And that's the preview for the next issue, or at least that's continued. It's a very emotional book, like a roller coaster. I'm not sure how personally connected this is to Seisman, but like his mother deals with cancer and dies from cancer in this when he's younger, and he doesn't have a father, but he has his artistic creativity, he likes to draw and stuff. So I don't know if this is a personal project, like it's related to him, or is this something he just came across by watching all these different stuff. I'm really curious to see what inspired this book. But it's my number 5. My number 4 for this week. Actually, no. That was my number 4. This is my number 3. Actually, no. Hold on. Yeah, right. I'm right. I was wrong. I can't count. I'm gonna be here. I need to learn myself. Number 4.
Book learning is hard.
Yeah. Green Line number 3 is my number 4.
Numbers are hard.
And you just proved Higgy Pop wrong. Because he ends all of his videos with, read your comics. They'll make you smart.
I thought Iggy Pop was the singer.
Higgy.
Oh, Higgy. Okay. Yes. I was like, Iggy Pop?
Highly recommend checking out his channel. He's got more energy than anybody I've ever seen on YouTube. He comes into his garage, which is just all comics, and he goes, Higgy Pop in the comic room, and he rings a bell.
Yeah.
So he's got an intro and an outro that's
So I'm loving that the cover artist is actually with the interior art, getting in the interior. So last one we came across is basically he was falling to his death, his battery gave out. But I love it. He's like, is it based on my willpower alone? Will we charge it? And it works out. So I'm falling in love with this book more and more as I read it. It's slowly working its way up above the other books. And he basically he's doing all different tricks. He doesn't have the access to the database to scan things what they are, but he can make constructs. He can change colors and change size. So when the cheetah goes out there after it, gets scared and runs the other way. So it's still keeping his humor. Meanwhile, Sinestro is actually, I guess, going after some other aliens. Needs help with them. Needs some goons. He's going to attack Ferris Air. Like I said, then we cut back to Hal. And you're like, what's he doing? He's playing baseball, kids. This is very much a Wild West thing, or just heartful. And I'm not sure if Hal has done this before with kids. You've seen other books. But I thought this was kind of cool. Like they're actually showing him. And it just shows you how much more like Jeremy Adams is better than most of some of these other, actually not most, but like quite a few that are working at DC and Marvel these days. Carol and reveals that someone broke into her hangar, and they realize it's Sinestro. And that's kind of how it ends. Did not read the. Actually, hold on. Actually, there is something else that happens. I don't want to show it. So if you haven't read it, so it's gonna come fruition next issue. But I did not read the. I'm not a fan of the Jon Stewart stuff in the back. I like Jon Stewart, but I'm just not caring for the story. Art's cool.
Conversation with Guy in this issue.
Yeah, I did see that, and I couldn't tell if it was Guy or not because there's another Green Lantern that he's been hanging out with too that I thought had.
Well, he called him Guy.
Oh, okay, Guy. Okay. So maybe it is Guy Gardner. Yeah, it must be Guy Gardner because he has the bull cut. Okay. But over here, it's like that's supposed to be Guy? You wouldn't even
No,
know.
no, that's not Guy. Then
Yeah. Okay, that's not Guy. That's some other stuff. So back here, you're talking about this is supposed to be Guy on here when he's on back on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I said, I have no idea what's going on with that. But it's going to go into Green Lantern War Journal. So if you are happy, is this what you're looking at?
Yeah, Dave, I had a feeling you'd had already found that channel.
Oh, did he? Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, as I said, but Mike, is he making more comments? I saw he said the heart is a key. Yeah. All right. Now we're going to get to a book that some of you probably haven't read. Maybe your shops aren't even releasing it because League Comic Geeks says, oh, we're not going to let you even rate it until Saturday. I got to say, I kind of dug it a little bit. The art grew on me. Story felt like, for those who played the Telltale's Batman Enemy Within with Bruce Wayne and all that stuff, and the Penguin and Lady Arkham, it's kind of like that limit, but it also feels a little bit like Batman Year One. I will not spoil this. I will just say you guys need to actually read this if you're curious about it. But it does have that edgy feeling to it. There is a guy going around. He looks like he's looks like he's crying, but he's not really crying. He's actually emulating a old cartoon character. So that, the more I read about this, the more it's highly revolves around Batman using his gadgets. He's talking about quitting, not being Bruce anymore. He wants to be Batman full time and ready to commit. This feels like a Batman Year 1.5 to 2, right around there. Alfred's doing his best to try and talk him out of it, but like now, see, and the reason I say Ash because I've kind of dug it. Well, I like it, but I'm torn. I don't want to pay $7, so I might hold off until it's actually come out and just get the trade. But it's how many books there's going to be. Now, if it's only one more book, and that's 2 books or 3 books, I don't know, man. But there is the art. The art is not my style. This is literally Batman Golden Child. So if you like that, sure. But the new Batmobile, new technology is using as well. When I say it's like Batman Year One, in the sense, it is basically you get 2 stories going here. Well, 2 people going after the same criminal. James Gordon is doing his own thing, so you get to see his point of view and his stuff. And then, meanwhile, you get to see Batman. They keep switching. So in that sense, if you like that in Batman 404, through Batman Oblivion, it's 407. You're going to like the story, but... All right. But
did you see the Onion headline?
No, I'm looking at my computer.
Aaron Rodgers hits $5 million contract incentive after finishing the season with 0 interceptions. So much for the memes.
But overall, though, I did like it. It has some really good pros to this. One, is connected to any of the Batman main continuity whatsoever. 2, it feels like the Telltale's Batman game, which I loved. 3, it's got a little bit like a Batman Year One vibes to it. And 3, there's no onions in here. It's safe. But no, but seriously, no. Using limited technology, but also new technology. A Batmobile, which he basically has no windows. You're like, what? But he uses his goggles to see, his camera, so he can see outside it. So he calls it the Tomb, which is very much what it is. What Alfred says it is. It's you're riding in a tomb. It's a prototype. But yeah. But we'll see where it goes. My number 2 book this week is The Madness by J. Michael Straczynski. If you're wondering why there's a Jason mask, because the story, part of it is a flashback takes place during Halloween. Basically, she's still getting revenge on the people that they attacked her. Even goes after one of the superheroes in this. But also you get to hear a childhood story and who this character is. You find out the character that the demon-like character is actually an entity that one day appeared to her, and but he calls her Raven to keep her now. And throughout her life, the kid keeps her safe. Now I don't know what's going on. They're like, some people are like, well, it's a possession. This is an evil monster. We don't know yet. All I know is that they do have a bond. We don't know where it came from. I just know is one day red mist appeared, and since then they kind of been friends.
One thing about JMS's stuff, it's always good. And he has whoever does the art for him is really, really good. I've never been disappointed by the art in this stuff.
So college years, she talks about how she basically suppressed it. Told the other after she got in a fight in middle school or whatever, when kid got severely injured or bullies, they kind of parted ways. He says, "If I need you, I'll call Ollie Oxenfree, and then you." So it goes back to where they're at a party. You see on there, these guys roofied women. The red cups are for the women, and these guys just gonna get raped in here. And well, she ends up while she's getting knocked out. She's saying no. Raven comes out and basically just kills the guy, and is left standing there. Like when the other guys come in, she's holding the head. Yeah, but she gets all the girls out of the way. The cops show up, and that's about it. Yeah, it is very gory, and it is straight up revenge, kind of this. Like I said, a lot different than Torrance. Torrance, she's kind of conflicted. This, we find out that she's actually has an alter ego that's doing this stuff, and it's gonna be like looks like it's gonna be like Blue Marvel versus her at the end. But and there's a reason why she doesn't use all her powers, is also explained too. So he's actually giving us a lot of cool stuff. Like he says, like the little girl, the main girl, she says, we're not going to use powers. Only going to use one at a time, because that way we're less. If we use all our powers, everyone's going to recognize us right away. So if we use a different power each time, they're not going to know who it is. No, they're going to connect all the dots. But all right, but my number one was so great that I had to get the first issue so I could just have it the complete collection, And I gotta say, man, it is this. Let's see here. What's this way? It's this way. Yeah. All right, cool. I did have it right. All right. So, boom. So, obviously, this is issue number 1 right here. This is issue 2, connecting covers. I love it. Very, very fun book. It's only $3.99. Sean Phillips' son, Jacob Phillips, is on the book. I hope you read this week.
Breen. I did.
I'm just loving this. I love westerns. I like putting in a book like this. If there was more stuff like pulp, and this is going to be kind of the same thing. It's not Brubaker. It is Chris Condon. I'm not sure what he's worked on before, but I love to give you the old time ads here.
Yeah,
like you see, like in the newspaper.
Oh, Ash, I'm glad I was able to pass that along. Somebody recommended it to me, and so that's how you tell it's a good comic. Word of mouth is working for this.
The paper. It's not that glossy paper. It's an old time paper. I would want to say newsprint, but I might be wrong. But
Joe and I were talking a little earlier about paper, and stuff like when you get like Boom Studios, you get that, and it just smells so good. So certain comics, you have these companies, you have this great paper where it's just like, oh yeah, it smells so good, which contributes to the enjoyment of the reading.
All right, so we'll be talking about this on Asha Comics channel next Monday. I don't know if Zach will. Hopefully Zach's really around to read it.
Where is Zach?
I don't know. It's in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
He hasn't messaged me as far as I know of, and I did send him the link. He hasn't been hopped up in the chat either. So, no. But regardless, though, basically, he goes over to basically, I forgot the main character is Enfield is his last name, right? Main character. Goes to his old lady, tells her, basically says, "Get up, we need to leave," and she's like, "What?" And basically, she fights with them. I love what I love. It's like, woman, I tell you to do something, you do it. So like she explains how, and how, or he explains how to her how he basically got in a shootout, and now everybody's going after, and now they need to leave. Everyone needs to leave because this ranger's after them, and he doesn't know why, but until later he finds out that the guy says, "Well, you killed someone." One of his buddies throws dynamite. It's not a Western cow or movie or whatever. It's like they're a cowboy. Unless there's someone throwing a stick of dynamite. That's awesome. Dude gets his arm blown off. Dynamite goes off. He runs the town, tells everybody to leave, and they're just getting out of there. And then these horses show up, and they're dragging dragging something. Two members from he left back at the bar. They were dead, dragging them. And now they're like, I love it. He says, like, it's like, first person to show themselves, kid, shoot him. He's like, what about him? He's like, yeah. He's like, it's like the kid is like, he's kind of young behind the ears, yellow behind the ears, doesn't, but like I said, I just love this, man. It's very least is based off is a true story or Charles. It's a story, but it's from this different, which might be the not correct historian point of view, but by eyewitnesses, I guess, or witness statements. Can't remember, but very, very fun book, man. I'm so glad that you recommended to Breen. Breen recommended to us.
Bangman?
Yes.
Read this pertains to both of us. Read Undead Quinn's last comment.
All right. My back reviewer list. Heatseeker, a Gun Honey series, number 3. Such a hot mess. I want to read spy comic, not someone's fetish.
It could not have put it better ourselves, Undead. We've had conversations about that. It's what a disappointment that series has been.
So there is 2 other book sales came out this week too. Well, I say not the new issue, but the new issue of Walking Dead Deluxe, number 70. The original cover in the back here. I believe this is Alexandria. Actually, no. Hold on. I didn't get a chance. I've read it before, but I haven't get the chance to reread it though. But it looks like they're in Alexandria. So those who watch the show, you kind of have an idea what's going on. And that's Rick there. If you're wondering, he lost his arm or lost his hand there in the comic books. All right. South Game reprint 3 or 4. Wonder Woman, War of the Gods. So I'm actually being kind of cool. They've actually been putting a little mini series. I can pick it up and go through it. I have no idea whatsoever if it's a really good series or not. I'm gonna read all 1 through 4 once after the 4th one comes out. All right, but that's not the other cool thing I got. As I said before, at my shop, trades are on sale right now at half off. So
check your mic. Check your camera.
Yeah, I know. So this was at my other shop when it does, and it's got this half off. Golden Age Sheena, the best queen of the jungle. Yep. Classic Adventures of Sheena. Camera, focus. Come on. Basically, it's 11 tales from the Golden Age comics. This was 19 bucks, but I got it on sale for like 10. Yeah. So original art. I thought this was really cool. Like the seed stuff like this, because I know we've had Jungle Comics and all stuff, but to actually see the original 10 cents of entries. Breen, you ever had a chance to read any of this stuff?
I've read a few, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like Jamie, but
yeah.
Yeah, I've read a few.
Yep. So because that was at my other shop, the big box store. At my main shop, the trades are off. So half off. But that one actually was half off at the other one because it's people are actually, for whatever reason, I don't know if people are just kicking or keeling over, dying. But they're getting more and more trades coming in, in their used books section. So that's kind of cool. But no, so since it was half off, that meant No Man's Land.
Nice.
Yep, this is volume 1.
I mean, it's no Gotham War, but it's still okay story.
So I decided, I'll just get number 2 as well. And of course, because they had the other number 3, I got 3 as well. So I have 1 through 3 in No Man's Land.
Nice.
Don't have the 4th one, but so next I got to get Cataclysm.
That's arguably my favorite trade.
Oh, these are freaking heavy books, man.
I know.
It's got a freaking omnibus holding on to 3 of them.
It is that is an omnibus.
Apparently, I have 1 through 4 in an omnibus collection. Actually, no, they have 2 omnibus collections apparently now. I'm not sure what the second one holds then, I guess, because there's only 4. But this originally was $34, half off. That plus 20% discount. This number 2 was $30, half, same thing. And then $30 as well for number 1. So, dude, I've already read through most of this. I'm on like the last part of the volume 4 online. I've been reading it through DC Infinite.
I have all 4 of those, and I read through, I think, most of them while I was in rehab. Really good series.
I would too. It's better than that. People tell me, what I can and cannot do. I'm just gonna sit there and read my book. Were you in rehab for comics? That's kidding.
Sure. Let's go with that. Yeah.
Let's keep this stream PG, guys. There's kids watching here.
It was. Let's just say this is a replacement for the other stuff that I can't have anymore.
You went from Coke to Pepsi.
No. Liquid painkillers to this.
Well, it's better than you saying that you are just on the pills. Ugh. I don't care what addiction it is. I'm not going to crush up pills. Ugh. But anyway, glad you're better. I don't know if Ash is, or not Ash, but if Zach is showing up tonight. I don't know what's going on. Message. Let's see here. As of about 4 minutes ago, he said Bible study is going long tonight. I haven't left yet. We'll see where his priorities are going to. I don't know what to do with that boy.
I agree, Ash.
Yeah. Anyway, who wants to go next?
Yeah, pass it over to Geek Easy.
You only got 1 book.
What's that?
You only have 1 book tonight?
No, I've got a full slate.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I have 9 plus a couple of other things. So the first one that I got, which would be number 9, is The Alternatives. I started to read it, and I didn't finish. And I don't really think I'm going to do the rest of them, just because it was just blah. So, no. Number 8. I love the Zetascope, things like this, the Necro comic. Necron, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't read this one just because it was 72 pages, and I usually save these for a little later, so I will read it. I just haven't had the chance yet, but I'll probably like it.
it looked interesting. I just to pick it up. It had the grandchildren of Sherlock Holmes, and then the other one was H.P. Lovecraft. So
Yeah, I'm not a huge Lovecraft fan, but I do like the Zenoscope, uh, horror stuff. So I grab it. Okay, so this is number 7. I read the first story on this. There's 2, and I barely made it through the first. It was so horrible, and didn't read the second one. And due to that story, I'm just not going to pick up any more of them. I can't. It was just bad.
Dave said RTD2 is back in the car. And he goes, "Wah!"
Get some headphones? Yeah, I wish I could. I just, but so this is 9, 8, 7. This is number 6. I only bought it because it looked pretty good. Have no idea what was going on in the previous things, but I guess Matt died and went to hell and then came back.
Yeah, I read through that, and he's basically a priest now, kind of giving up being Daredevil. And guess who's Daredevil? Elektra.
Yes. I guess Joe was saying that Elektra had been Daredevil for a while.
Yeah, well, he was. They're both Daredevil.
Yeah, and
they were co-devils.
But it wasn't that bad. But it was just the point where I have no idea what the hell's going on.
It looks like in the book, Elektra gets possessed by this demon. So then he exorcises the demon. So then he learns that's not the last demon coming for him. But apparently he was supposed in the last book somehow he sacrificed himself to save everyone else, the lives of everyone else. But somehow he's alive. And
yeah, because he fought his way back from hell or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It just, it's just like, yeah, okay. Just no. So, really won't be getting any more that one anymore. I just got it because I wanted to read it. And then, so, number 5. And yes, you were someone accused earlier of the thirst trap. Guilty. Batman and Robin, number 1. Basically, this is, to borrow a phrase from you guys, mid. Kind of meh.
We do have something for that.
Yeah. I was just not. There you go. I did kind of enjoy it, but there was just certain things that, like you showed, thing earlier there, right after they beat the White Rabbit, they fist pounded each other. Batman does not fist pump.
It's his son, though. So it's
yeah, but it's still fist bumping. And 2, I mean, I thought Catwoman had gotten all the what do you call them? The people you hire. What do you call those?
Carl, what are you trying to say?
All the bad guys, little.
Oh, the Killer Shark, Orca.
No, all the people that the minions. I thought she had gotten all the minions gone, but White Rabbit has a little bunch of minions that they beat up on at the beginning. It's like, how can they have minions if she's captured them all? And then the car looks stupid as hell. And
yes, you're trying to say henchman.
it looks, henchman. There you go. I just could not. I had a complete brain fart. That thing looks like
she called them the Black Rabbits, didn't she?
Yeah, but the thing just looks like a giant doom buggy. And the thing that got me, Machete doesn't text and Batman doesn't ride shotgun. They have him riding shotgun. So, Batman does not ride shotgun. I don't care who the it's for.
What irritates me more is that Marco Cicchetto is not working on anything at Marvel anymore because the artist team Daredevil's over. Why isn't Cicchetto working with Josh Williamson? Actually, put a good, decent artist. No, but
I just
what's that?
Costs money.
Oh, well, yeah, they ride the train.
So yeah, I'll probably get the second one just to see, if it gets better, which it probably won't. But who knows? If it's not any better after the second one, I probably won't get it.
For $5, like I said, the story needs to improve.
Yeah, this is the $5.99 price, or what is it? Yeah, way too much money for a comic. And then we have number 4, Green Lantern.
Teen Lantern, right? No, it's good.
Yes, I am digging this. This is a good series. I haven't really read any, Green Lantern titles before this, but I picked this up and I've really kind of been enjoying this, and I have no problems. Okay, so now we have number 4 because I guess I had 10 of them instead of 9. Excuse me. But then we have The Madness, number 2. Great series. I like that title. I mean that cover, the variant. But this, I like his the way JMS delves into her backstory, and it's a kind of a completely different origin story for a lot of superpowered. And again, it's one of those things where it's probably a little bit more of a realistic portrayal of the characters and how people will react, and they're going to have government's going to be going, yeah, we need to find some way to take care of these people in case they go bad. Okay, number 3, Kilmore, number 1, with Grandma on the cover. This is a good book. It's done by IDW, which I think I heard is going out of business. So I don't know. But it's written by Scott Bryan Wilson. And it takes place years from now. Sucks out with this old grandma just running somebody over. Ethel just running this person over and then taking off. It's in far into the future, and crime is just rampant. Just incredibly bad. And all the cops are just going, yeah, fuck it, we're out of here. And it starts out with these 2 cops. They're coming in, and they one of them's talking about how they were going to respond to a call and run across this guy who's walking out of a building with a butcher knife that's dropping blood. And he says, like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I just killed somebody. And they arrest him. And he starts talking about how he went out and killed the guy, and it turns out he killed a bunch more people. And so they do a big conversation about it. You have a bunch of people who are leaving the planet for a better place. That's why no one's there. And he runs into a woman who is a cop who is doing missing persons. So they team up because his partner quits to go somewhere else. So it looks like the two of them are going to be doing investigating the murders and all that stuff. It's a really good book. Number 2. The Hulk, number 4. This is back to being a very good book. Because you had the Immortal Hulk, incredible. Then you had the Spaceship Hulk one, which chunked.
Okay.
And then you have this, starts out with some kind of black-eyed kids type thing, trying to get you to come off the road. And you find out what's going on. Sort of, you got Banner and the kid following them in town. And then you have to get Man-Thing, or is that Swamp? Is that Man-Thing or Swamp Thing?
Man-Thing versus the Hulk. Swamp Thing is DC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's has to get the Hulk because somebody's invading the green and the swamps, and he needs help figuring out who it is. And they kind of find out, and that sets up the next book, which is on top of this, because they're kind of going horror with this series, and it's doing a really good job. And my last one, this was a book that I was walking the stacks. I saw it, had to do a double take, and just think, really? They're really doing this? And I just had to get it just to read it, to see, what I thought it was going to be bad, but it wasn't. Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer.
Looks like a bad manga.
What's that?
Looks like a bad manga, American version of a manga.
It could be, but it starts out in 1860 South Carolina, and you have a family. They're at nighttime. They're trying to escape to get up north. And a little bit of them are talking back and forth, the daughter and the father, waiting for the mother to show up. And while just after the mom shows up, a bunch of white guys show up and say that the people were supposed to keep people from escaping. And
Escaping.
What's that?
I can't hear Zach. Oh, there he is.
I made it. Don't you dare tell me you can't hear me again.
You were kind of quiet though behind the train.
But they turns out they're vampires, and then Harriet Tubman shows up and basically just uses these katanas to wipe them out, the bad guys. And
Are the bad guys white?
yes.
I knew it.
Well, they're hired.
Black lives matter.
It's set in the slave South, and they're not going to hire black people to keep other black people from escaping the plantation.
The Django Unchained, Harry Tubman version.
But it's It's a good book. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's pretty entertaining, despite the fact of you it's a subject that you're just going, okay, this could go bad, but it was actually pretty interesting. And then I got this for the comic today. It's the hardback of Deceased: War of the Undead Gods.
That was the last one. It's volume 3.
I think there's more of them, but yeah, this is the last of the. I have the first and the last. I just need the rest of the ones in the middle. Over the weekend, we had an anime con, which I didn't even realize was going on, but my cousin's wife texted me because her autistic mother wanted to go, and we always go to these things, so they paid for me. And we went, and I don't like anime, but I did get a couple things while I was there. John Carpenter's Asylum hardback. It's comes with this couple of really good.
Temporary tattoos.
Yes, no, it's an incredible piece of work. The art in here is fantastic. Got a book on.
Is that him actually writing it, or does somebody else write it, like using his name?
It's his wife is in charge of it. This is created by John Carpenter, Thomas Ian Griffin, and Sandy King. Sandy King is Carpenter's wife.
Okay.
So
Sandy King, that sounds like Stephen King's alternate ego, right?
No, that's actually John Carpenter's wife.
Oh, that's weird.
But then I got this.
Oh, one of those vernaculars?
Yes.
It's got 3 pictures. That's cool.
Yes.
Usually it's only 2.
Yeah, so I picked that up. And then I got my orders in from one from eBay, one from in stock. The Mutant Massacre.
Cool.
And speaking of your No Man's Land, I got No Man's Land number 2.
Yep.
Nice. That's my
$70
favorite Batman story.
Yep.
This is an eBay one. You can see how thick this is. I'm still the book that was supposed to be for B number 1. It was something else. I was able to return it. I got my money back, and I ordered a new one for number 1, and so that should be showing up soon.
Cool.
So, and then I switched all my videos out for on another shelf that I was out of room for. Put on my tray, my Omnis up here because there's a little bit more room. And so, yes, I'm reading the Frank Miller's Daredevil right now and have a few other things to read, but still, including these 2. All right, that's all I have.
Are you eating cake, Zach?
No, I was eating potatoes. I had some really good potatoes.
All right, there you go. There.
But
wait, I thought Breen was going up. I thought it was last. What are you doing? Okay.
Breen is muted right now.
Oh.
Yeah,
because I was chewing popcorn.
Ends us up and puts everyone to sleep and ends us up. Remember?
Breen and I are just trying to eat our food in peace. Okay.
That's what I was doing. I turned the camera off because I'm like, I'm not gonna eat on camera. That looks kind of weird.
All right, I've got a few books. I don't have a ton. My LCS did not have the Einfield Gang Massacre. My LCS fails with indie books.
Sure, it didn't.
It didn't. I looked.
But what they had is Ryan North, Fantastic Four.
They had stacked some in. Well,
no, actually, this is from last week, but they were all damaged, so they had to get more in. This was the last copy I got. This is the Devil's Cut little preview anthology.
Okay.
Of all these different comic writers. It's a new publisher, Distillery. No, I didn't have this last week. I picked this up yesterday. I think Breen or somebody talked about it last week.
I mean,
Not you?
I-
Okay.
I did a couple of weeks ago.
I know I
haven't read
Oh,
it.
okay, that's what it is. I
Yeah,
remember
that's
seeing it here.
probably
Somebody
what it
brought
was,
it.
yeah.
I was like,
So I read through it. There's some pretty good stuff in here. No cape stories, but like there's a Western story. There's some like spy stories, sci-fi.
I
Pretty
like
interesting.
I think it's the third one in the mortuary. That was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that one. That was the Stephanie Phillips story. Stephanie Phillips got a messed up brain. In case we didn't already know that. But anyway,
yeah, wait till you
That
wake
was
up in bed with her.
that was a kind of that's the story. And like going, okay.
Imagine being drunk and blacking out, waking up next to her, and she's in the corner.
Imagine
kinda
being
watching
dead, and yeah, well,
She's in the corner like Gollum, just comes out, scurries out.
All right. So I did pick up Titans, World's Finest Teen Titans. This is issue number 3. This was a pretty good little book. I'm not even gonna say pretty good. It was all right. There were parts of it that I liked. There was some stuff. It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe this is how the comic book reader base is now, but just a bunch of the dialogue from these kids at the Comic-Con was just really cringy. I know it's real. I've seen it before. I've seen some of it in person. So I could understand how, maybe he thought that was all right to put in, but
You never know who comes up to his table at the Comic-Cons.
it's not about going to his table. I mean, if nobody comes to his table, he still observes the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
So my question is, did you get the impression this compared to World's Finest, this is aimed toward a younger audience, much younger audience versus the main two?
I think with this, it's geared more towards modern audiences. I could only imagine, and I blame you for this, because like they do that whole thing where they're taking selfies, and I was thinking, I know RDV is probably like ripping an eyeball out reading the selfie page.
Selfies, but I did like, you know what made it all better is what Wally does to Speedy.
No, actually, what I really liked, it wasn't even addressed as much, but I did like the whole Batman grounding Robin subplot. I thought that was really cool. Just like the little, it fit, I guess. I also liked Toy Boy. I guess he's meant to be like a junior version of Toy Man. The creepy psycho stalker crush on Bumblebee was a little weird. He leaves his
mom's house. He's like, did he kill his mom on his way out?
Maybe he did. Like, he gave me the vibe of one of those Criminal Minds episodes, the guys that'll like kill their mom for dissing them or something.
I really like you. You're gonna be with me. It's like,
I'm gonna take your mask off.
Anyway, you remind me of a much more sinister version of Stingray from Cobra Kai.
He reminded me of a skinnier version of what was his name? Control Freak from the Teen Titans cartoon. He was like a skinny. He had like the long hair. He seemed like a skinnier version.
This guy had magic powers.
I could see killing my mom on the way out for making me watch Criminal Minds.
I could see just killing myself for watching Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds is not a bad show.
You're right. But if mom made me watch it, that's...
No, my mom objected to me watching it, which made me want to watch it even more.
Wait a second.
My mom made me watch it.
Your mom has taste?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you probably would think so. She loves to watch old black and white movies and westerns. So,
yeah, well, it's better than watching CBS.
Breen, if my mom made me watch it, we're going out together. Laverne.
1, 2. Okay. Anyway, so this is next up. I got the special, the Werewolf by Night special number 1 from Derek Landy. This is with Elsa. Yeah, drink it in because that's as much as you get.
The interior art looks like the cover though.
It does. The interior art is not bad. It's not bad at all. What it is there is Werewolf by Night and then Elsa Bloodstone. They're both trying to take out this vampire cult leader that's sacrificing this girl. And they're both coming in from 2 different points, and they end up teaming up together. Each one, they do the narrator boxes, but it's not like a story narrator. It's like each character narrating their thoughts using the narrator boxes. Elsa Bloodstone, I know that they've done this to her since 2015, maybe 16. Like, they've made her a lot more sarcastic and British British witty, I guess, which I didn't mind. He seemed to overdo it just a smidge in this though.
She kind of like Laura, what her name is from the
Not Laura Croft.
No, the one Supernatural, the one that played Bella Thorne.
Oh, I don't know.
Or not, they're both. Or, what's her name? She's on
Felicia
Maggie
Day?
and Dead. Lauren Cohan.
Oh, Lauren Cohen. Oh, okay. Well,
You see
she's
Lauren
not
Cohan
witty
in Supernatural. She was a witty kind of art thief, on Supernatural.
I didn't watch Supernatural. I'm not.
Because you're not cool.
Girl. I'm not a teenage girl.
Dude, guys watch that show, dude.
Okay. Overall, not bad. It is kind of a bummer
shirt.
that. Excuse you. This is my work shirt.
He's golfing. That's where he was doing.
I wish I would have rather been golfing. Yeah, it was an all right book. I'm kind of bummed that it's just a one shot, especially considering the price tag for it. I think that this would have potential to be a nice ongoing. They wanted to do another like horror themed ongoing, but they've got Blade, so I guess they probably figured
how much was it?
What was it? It was $5.99. Your standard comic book price.
So get that or get Batman and Robin #1.
Or get this one. Get Green Lantern #3. Fun issue, kind of a breather after all of Night Terrors. This is kind of just it spends more time putting Sinestro into focus, like, how Sinestro finds where Hal is, how it sets up the whole confrontation between the two. There is some more lighthearted stuff with Hal that he's doing. Not a whole lot. It's kind of just more of an in-between, not really a filler, but it just kind of gets some necessary, not exploitation. What's the word I'm thinking?
Get rid of I hope there's no more backup stories after Jon Stewart's going in his own book.
I am tired of the backup stories taking up pages that I would rather see Hal and Kilowog. And King Shark was actually really fun in this. He's not making jokes. He's eating people whole. That's my King Shark.
Doing that a lot with a lot of the books these days, and just having a backstory, which pisses me off because it's like, dude, I want the whole story of what's going on.
Right.
Breen said the King Shark got a wedgie.
That was in the Fire and Ice.
Okay.
Smallville. Superman gave him a wedgie. And then this is my #1 this week. Batman and Robin #1. Really enjoyed this. I've been wanting to read a Batman and Robin together. I've been reading Detective Comics. There's some side characters, but it's mostly the Batman show. I do like the idea of reading him and Damian teamed up. That, of course, that was the Peter Tomasi run, was Bruce and Damian. So it's really cool seeing this. I liked, they have to like maintain this cover. So they have an apartment in the city, and they're kind of getting back to basics, knowing each other, because Damian had like that whole year or two where he was kind of on the lam, and now I guess he's the only one that'll talk to Bruce because everybody else went and joined Catwoman's side of things, I guess. I don't know. But the art in this is really good. Is it Simone Dimeo? I don't know. The art's really good. It's this type of art you see right here. A lot of action shots that I like. I like that the villains are all animal themed. So you have like White Rabbit, Killer Croc, Orca, Man-Bat. So I kind of like it's kind of neat having like all the animal themed villains, them going up against them. So I thought that was really cool. And it's Joshua Williamson, who Superman, Green Arrow, not Smallville, Robin. He's had all these great series so far. So I'm really looking forward to see what he does with Batman and Robin. I did get 2 other books. I got a manga. I picked up a manga on a friend's recommendation. I'd never heard of this one before. This is called Mashal. It's Magic and Muscles. Basically told it's a combination of One Punch Man and Harry Potter. It's like this kid is like super strong and exercises all the time, but he can't use magic. But the stuff that he does with his muscles like makes people think he uses magic. So I've heard it's pretty funny, so I'm going to give that one a whirl. And then, Ash, if you're watching, this is for you. I picked up Prodigy, my next Mark Millar trade. He's got a couple. I think this is the first one. It says it collects issues 1 through 6. So if you've been reading...
as I say, it's kind of like a memorial for you to just read his life because now you saw what happened in Big Game.
Darn, you're right. No, I've been wanting to read this one for a while though. Who knows if things are final or not in Big Game? We don't know. But I kind of just glimpsed through it, looking at Raphael Albuquerque's art. It's really, really good. I really like it. He has a good, page presence. What he does with the story, it seems he has good pacing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. I got excited because I saw the Netflix on the bottom, and I was like, did they already do a Netflix show of this? Because I was going to go look it up, but I know Miller now has that whole Netflix deal, so I guess anything that gets printed now is going to have Netflix's logo on it. So yeah, really looking forward to reading through this one.
So when you turn every page, you hear dun dun.
And then it asks me for my login info. So those are my books this week. And I'm sure I could name some indie Josh Williamson books, Ash, but I was talking about his DC books and his DC characters and catalog, so that's why I named the ones that I did.
That's funny. And because dun dun. That's actually. I thought that was from not Criminal Minds. That's from
Law and Order.
Law and Order.
That's dun.
But there's also the thing when you first open Netflix. There's that
Netflix is.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're talking about that.
Yeah.
Because in Resident Alien, he learned English by watching Law and Order. So when he comes across a dead guy, he's like, "It's a murder." Dun dun.
Is Law and Order on Netflix?
If it's not, I'm surprised.
Dun 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 dun.
That would be funny. That would be pretty funny.
All right, and I guess we'll go to Mr. Breen.
I guess we will.
Are we getting breened?
God, I hope not.
Well, isn't that what it's called? You called it. I thought you pinned that.
No,
actually, I didn't. Someone else did, and it took off.
Oh, okay.
Never give yourself a nickname or a thing.
We're getting is actually a one color fossil.
A one.
What? All right.
Well, there's 4 colors behind you, but obviously we need to have the whole team already go powers combined to get 4 colors.
Okay. Number 5, World's Finest Teen Titans, because Danger Street was just the most pretentious, self-indulgent pile of nonsense I've ever read.
Did the other foot drop?
It's not the usual way it drops, but it was. How
many issues? What issue is it on? Is it 9. On 8, 9? Okay, yeah. Well, he lasted 2 issues longer than he did with Human Target.
That's true.
He's getting better.
And it's not. It wasn't offensively bad. It was just. Like I said, it might be. Some people might have liked it. It's basically Manhunter and whoever it was he was fighting the entire issue. They're fighting, talking, fighting, talking. At least it's satisfying at the end. They kill each other, but that's side of the point. I don't think I'm spoiling because
wait. While they were talking, were they drinking coffee in a diner? Across each other.
They might as well have been. Oh crap! Jackson found us. Okay. Number 4, Green Lantern. Number 3. I didn't like it as much as you guys. I didn't dislike it. But, and I will probably retroactively like this a little better if, this version of Sinestro can't be a tweener. He can't be an anti-hero. He's just a straight up slaughterer of innocent human beings. Mm-hmm. Even if he's not doing it himself, he's letting his crew do it. And this is also part of what is wrong with DC. Because another book that came out last week with a Dawn of DC logo had that same King Shark, who was written properly in this, being held up by Supermansies, having a wedgie right before Fire and Ice talk down to him because, well, Superman's a man and well, enough said. So, I said,
And he's straight and white too.
not bad, but it's just, like I said, like I said, emblematic of a larger problem. Jeremy Adams' writing is fine, but again, don't give me any of this tweener shit with Sinestro. They made their choice. He is just straight up, bad to the core, and that better be how he's written going forward, or until the next crisis later this year.
He said core, and it's a Green Lantern book.
He meant corpse.
Number 3, Sins of Salt and Sea. This one's one issue to go. Basically, this kid who's part of a family that has to be sacrificed to the world comes to an end. Of course, the guy that was hired to save him doesn't buy it, but the kid's father, who is basically paying someone else to retrieve the kid so he can kill him, they do, and the kid runs out on the guy that's protecting him, falls in with a crowd of ne'er-do-wells, and gets caught. So, and the guy that was there to try to save him is in a one-on-one with the guy that was hired to find the kid. And so now he's trying to tell him, he basically says, this is bullshit. Team up with me. We've got to save this kid. But that's what issue 5 is going to be. What happens to the kid? Were they right? If they don't sacrifice him, is the world really doomed? Who knows? Probably not, but it's not bad. Number 2, Scarlet Couture. This is just fun.
I didn't get a chance to pick it up. That was the cover I was going to go for. I was like, wow, cosplay actually looks good.
Yeah, the girl that Scarlet, is running from a bunch of people trying to kill her, and she goes to this guy that she effed over years ago, and basically his right hand man doesn't want to let him see her, but he basically overrides the guy and offers to help her, but the guy that didn't want her to see his boss sells her out. So, then another attempt to man her life, and the guy that she went to see does agree to help her, and she decides at this point things have gotten bad enough to where she's got to call in the big guns, and that turns out to be her dad. Now, I said that may have been obvious if you'd read the first series. I didn't read it, so I don't know.
Yeah. It would have been great if like the guy who sold her out gets killed.
Well, yeah, I said, and like I said, so she's on the run doing all kinds of super spy stuff and doing it in a really slutty dress. So
I'm sold.
So 10 out of 10. I like it.
Yeah. And
that's the way I do all my super spy stuff, is in a slutty dress.
Film the next time.
The number 1 book of the week.
No surprise.
Yes.
Yeah. Vangman, described that actor. There's not really a whole lot I could add to that. Other than you're really starting to kind of, you're rooting for the bad guy.
Well, you're
because he's not as. It's like the sheriff or whoever is seems to be a way worse guy than Enfield.
And it's a case of misunderstanding. I'm wondering who killed the guy in the beginning, the bank teller. I don't know. He strung up like some kind of serial killer thing. Like, it's looked like Carnage went after him or something.
Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the sheriff.
Yeah.
At this point, because that's that would be an interesting twist. But
yeah,
like
just based on what you're saying, Breen, I'm going to go with the sheriff.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. Yeah, I said. Chris Condon's writing gets better with every issue. I mean, you could see that with that Texas Blood. Obviously, he has studied Brubaker's style. And if you're going to emulate somebody, that's a good person. I mean, especially since you're working with his partner's son, who is also getting better with each issue. And like I said, I think he's a better artist of people at this point in his career than his dad was. His dad is now phenomenal. I mean, he just continued to get better for a quarter century. And if his son stays on that trajectory, we're going to have some really good comics to look forward to.
Do you know it'd be great if the deputy gets shot in this book? He says, I didn't kill the sheriff.
Oh God,
I shot the deputy.
that would take me out of it if that happened. I'd want my money back.
That's
You imagine going to see like a Chris Nolan movie and somebody says a line like that? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, but would that be the Marley version or
Marley
the Clapton version?
I had to.
That's it.
You guys brought up the sheriff part.
Yeah, no, yeah.
If the sheriff's a bad guy.
Sometimes, bad pun has to be made.
Yes. Joe, looks like you just came in. Did someone mug you? They take your hat?
Nope. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I help some of the karate students with additional teaching. So I just got back from the gym.
So you just basically got back and kicked people's ass.
Did you just beat up a bunch of ninja and
No mercy.
embellish
Oh no,
the story
I just beat up 2 adult women.
Boom chicka wow wow.
All right. Do you have any books to show it off this week? Hernan?
Actually, yes, I do.
All right. Since you just beat up 2 women, we're gonna give you a full screen.
Just to let you know, they were asking for it.
Oh, I'm sure they were. They're paying you.
Oh, I wish it was a paid gig. Just
Oh,
more
and
of a. That's just the because we're all in the same karate class, and because I can teach in English, they asked me to help them out with like some of the terminology and whatnot, and
It's
kind of just
it's
working
funny.
on stuff.
It's I think of those 80s self-defense programs. No.
I mean, it's Count Dante all the way, or you got to go Frank Dukes, someone.
Wow,
No, what you need to do is, this is my no-no square. Do that one.
you have to do Frank Dukes because he won the
God.
Kumite.
Yeah, Frank Dukes, he won the Kumite, he knocked out over 1,000 guys. That's
No,
how
at
it
the
works.
same time, all at once.
Yeah, so I got 3 trades that came in yesterday. So I haven't read any. I'm in the process of reading just one so far, so I haven't read the other 2. But I got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Recharged Volume 2. So this, of course, is the second volume. It collects issues 103 and 106 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and is also Melissa Flores's first foray into Power Rangers, because she just took over from Ryan Parrott. So really interested to see what she's got in store. She's already she did a little bit in volume 1, but I haven't read a full story arc from her just yet. So because I know she's done The Dead Lucky, which I was kind of a little iffy on. Didn't like it, but didn't really hate it either. So it was kind of a little in between. Something I might have to revisit a little bit later to see if how I feel about that. But either way, I'm really interested in still diving into Power Rangers, and because I like my Power Rangers. And this one is the one I'm in the middle of right now. It's called The Approach. I don't know if anyone's read this one between you, Breen, anybody like that. This is actually a pretty good so far. So this one's takes place in a little airport, and what happens is they get snowed into it, and all the power goes out, and then this plane right here that disappeared 27 years ago crashes. All right, and they get one body from it, and then that body turns into a monster that just starts systematically picking people off. So pretty good creature feature sort of monster type story. I'm really enjoying it so far. And then the third one I got, because I thought the premise sounded really cool, is Astronaut Down from Aftershock Comics. So from what I understand, the premise of this one, so this guy is the Earth is dying, so they send this guy into different and alternate realities, trying to find I don't know, I guess the cure to stop Earth from dying or whatever. Try to find that alternate reality where Earth survived, or survived the same kind of catastrophe, and bring that information back to their Earth. And yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool setup for a comic, I think. So I'm really interested in diving into that one. That's all I got. That's the three trades that I got.
I had a friend try to get me to read The Approach, and I read the first issue. But unfortunately, I go through phases where I'm either a real easy sell or an impossible sell. He just had bad timing. Because if I'd found that like the last couple of months, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, I mean, because the first issue ends on a really cool note with like that first good shot of the monster. And after that, I was just sucked into it. Like, I'm really enjoying that so far.
So I guess we lost our host.
I guess so. I mean, I've already missed the RDV Power Hour, I assume. So
That's okay. I got in late, so I came in.
Yeah, okay, so-
right at the
yeah.
buzzer.
Yes, if you'd have gotten here a little earlier, you could have heard my reason for not buying Batman and Robin.
What was your reason for not buying Batman and Robin?
Well,
because Joshua Williamson
things.
wrote it.
I liked it. Go ahead.
No, the reference to Gotham War was strike one. And I said the art was strike 2 and 3.
Wow, you didn't like the art?
Oh, hey,
Not
and Joe,
particularly.
he likes the Williamson run. Joe, you should tell him how much you agree with his opinion on Williamson.
The Williamson run of what?
Everything.
Everything.
He loves Williamson. He thinks he does great work on stuff.
I mean,
just
my general opinion of Williamson is like, I think he can start a series pretty decently, but he's a writer that I think also loses steam really quick. It just kind of varies, and then in certain instances it becomes kind of clear when he's sort of like lifting ideas off of other writers, and he's like that kind of guy. Is like, I think he could start again pretty good, but lately I've been kind of finding him in like sort of like the mid category, not like super great but not terrible at the same time. Like, sometimes his things can be like, I'd say a lot of his writing these days is like, I can read it, be okay with it, but then I'm never gonna pick it up ever again.
Do you think it might be because he's being asked to do so much, or he's doing it so he can get half of the other writers,
Well, I mean, I do believe Williamson is definitely spread thin. I mean, ever since he kind of hit with the Flash over at DC, they're just kind of putting him on a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, he's written the last few events.
Yeah, that's what we had said. His events are definitely the chink in the armor. His events are definitely not up to snuff as far as
they're definitely not. And I think it has to do definitely with terms, because when it came to Dark Crisis, like what it really seemed like while I was reading it was that it was a thing where he had a certain idea that he was trying to do, but then I'm guessing due to like the low popularity of it and the low sales, they asked him to change it. And it seems like he was changing stuff on the fly at times. It's like, oh, it's Dark Crisis. Now it's Dark Crisis on Infinite. Surprise. They try to play it off like that was always the plan, but I do believe that was like a quick shift because it's a very jarring read.
What do you think of his Robin run?
Didn't read his Robin run.
Because I actually like that. Because so his Batman and Robin, the one that came out this week, is connected to that, building off of that too. Honestly, I did not care for Flashpoint Beyond.
I actually liked Flashpoint.
I thought you liked Flashpoint.
That was Jeff Johns.
Yeah, that wasn't
Jeff Johns.
Yeah, that was Jeff Johns and Jeremy Adams. That wasn't Jeff Williamson.
Jeremy Adams was good, but I mean, like, you could tell when Josh Williamson was also writing on it too as well.
No, he was not. Not on Flashpoint Beyond.
Pretty sure
it was Jeff Johns. It was Jeremy Adams, and I think it was Tim Sheridan or Tim Seeley.
Yeah, Johns, Adams, and Sheridan. Williamson had nothing to do with that one.
Okay. Well, I thought Williams had something to do with it. So
nope.
By the way, did anybody else get this week?
Yeah, about 3 months ago.
I did not.
This didn't come out 3 months ago. That was Detective.
Yeah.
Is that a facsimile?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that for Batman Day?
I don't know. But it's
Because our Batman Day stuff doesn't come out until Saturday. They won't let us have it. And I'm going to be busy all day Saturday seeing the Nolan trilogy in the theater.
Yeah, well, my shop put everything out. They said they're not waiting for freaking Saturday. They just like they don't do it for Free Comic Book Day. And it's like when it comes in, if they do it Free Comic Play, it's one thing. But they got the Batman stuff. He said no, we're doing it now. I've gotten actually some of my issues of Batman a week earlier. You're actually supposed to wait a week, and he's like, "Well, I got it sent here." He sells it. He's like, "I don't care." But no, that Batman was there. They even had a foil cover, Breen, of that.
Yeah, I foil covers and variant covers on facsimiles. I just but hey, I said,
but you got to go for it because if it's a foil cover, it's gonna be worth money someday. The '90s told me so.
Right.
This is what all the cool kids were reading 71 years ago.
Nice.
Maybe think
more ED readers on his panel. No, Joshua doesn't write these. Just writes comics. He writes Dark Ride, right?
This is so old that when this came out, this was only 11 years old.
Wow. And which one's better?
Okay, so I said, Iron Man 55 was the first appearance of Thanos and Drax the Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just think, I go, wow, I can't think of any book that had two characters that big debut in the same issue. Joker and Catwoman.
Nice.
I would say that's the leader in the clubhouse forever.
I'll have to go back to my shop and because I'm actually going to be trading in my what the hell over here, but I'm getting rid of my Daredevils.
Now I know this has come out in facsimile. I mean, I think I've got another facsimile somewhere of this, but they do such a good job on the cover. I mean, yes, they've got the new price on there, but it looks like it blends right in.
Yeah.
And since they don't put any of the bullshit on the front like Marvel does.
Yeah, well, and there's no UPC code on the front either. Yeah, that's the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an issue right there that no matter how many facsimiles they do, it'll always sell. Because that's an issue that everyone's going to want.
Hey, where's your microphone, boy?
He doesn't have a headset. That's why he has a train whistle going all night.
That's why I keep it muted in between when I try and talk.
So
that's screechy.
We were making comment section earlier. I put down farmers, or not a farmer, but was it train conductors only section now.
I wanted to be a train conductor when I was a kid.
Oh boy, yeah.
See, I don't hear anything when I'm talking, so but
you don't hear
it. You guys say, so I keep it muted.
I mean, if you play it back later, you'll hear it, dude.
Because you got your speakers going and it's going into your microphone, so you're getting a loop. But yeah, I'm getting rid of 19 through 35 of Zdarsky Daredevil.
Oh, just don't want it anymore.
Don't really care for it. I mean, I read through it.
Just gonna get the trade.
No, I'm pretty much just gonna go use it and put support some more Frank Miller ones.
Well, there you go.
Or maybe some early
trade up. You could get some Brubaker ones.
I have the Frank Miller Daredevil omnibus that I'm reading right now.
Yeah, I have the 3 softcover trades, but I mean, like, I might get some more individual issues. All depends. You know what I should put it towards? Some more Superboy in the best costume ever.
Yeah, the Jeff Johns one in the Teen Titans.
No. See, the one that actually sold more and actually had more issues.
Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run was phenomenal. I say it's second to Wolfman Perez.
But it wasn't called Superboy. It was called Teen Titans. Therefore, he didn't care. He could just rotate them out.
He didn't, though. He literally kept the same roster until he left the title. Oh, no, I take that back. There was one. Starfire left, and they brought in Speedy, the second Speedy.
I noticed that nobody picked up that new first issue of Daredevil by that.
Geeky's did.
Oh, Jeff did.
Oh, God, what the hell did you buy that for?
How was it?
I read it, though, and it is basically, I'll just say...
Bad life decision.
It's... Apparently, so I didn't read the ending of the whole Zdarsky Daredevil, but apparently Matt sacrificed his life to save everybody, so he died.
I think I read that somewhere.
Elektra shows up as Daredevil, and Matt has no recollection of ever being anything than other than being Father Murdoch. He's a priest.
Yep. And Elektra
And-
just decides,
So he
I will
died
let
and
him
came-
be happy.
So he
Yeah,
died and he came back?
He
It's
died.
Father Matt, not Father Murdoch.
Yeah.
Come on, people, get with the time.
Yeah, he died, and then there was like a little story with like him in hell, and then he comes back to life. But then he's
Why would he go to
reincarnated as
hell?
Father Murdoch.
So Saladin Ahmed's Daredevil is going to be Elektra.
Right now, well, no. At the end of this,
Well,
he does.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna reestablish him as the main Daredevil within this new run. I just don't know when.
At the,
It doesn't matter. It'll
let
be
me tell you how
totally
cheap it is.
executed.
His ending, you know, he in the very beginning of this issue, he had his memory, but then as soon as he's heard the name of Elektra or saw her, he started remembering his past life, who he is, everything. And now he's sworn, like he can't abandon these kids, he's stuff at the church, but at the end, he has a costume. He's putting the costume on.
Well, maybe he'll get a visit from chatty Kathy Black Bolt.
But what the dumbest thing is, so basically, not even 2 pages in, the cabbie that Murdoch, we find out, is right in the back of, he's like, oh, it's truck traffic. He's like, and the cabbie says, oh, I need to do prayer. He's like, well, go ahead, go out there, do what you need to do. Pull over here. He's like, you really let me do that? Go ahead. All religions matter, or something like that, or something like, I think something along those lines. And I'm just thinking, like, wow, this is going to be horrible. But yet, and I read this on the high seas, and I gotta say, there's only one sound mind down there other than me. But the guy who lived in the comment section, his name's Merlin. I don't know who he is, but he always has a Jason Todd. He has the Red Hood helmets, and he said, "Wow, it was utter garbage. It went straight from being semi bad to holy shit. We went way past bad. We're into well, let's just say it's a sign, basically pile crap. It's that meme right here. I always have airplay. It is. I literally, this is
Jeff
the
Goldblum. Yeah, there it is.
It's a giant, pile of shit.
Well,
There you go.
as long as he's willing to work for minimum wage, he'll keep getting assignments. And
The art is way too bright too. Like I may or may not be high seeing it right now, but the art is like way too bright and like I don't. It's too glossy.
Yeah, no, but since you're on there looking at it, look at what he says to the cabbie about the prayer thing.
I'm already way past the cabbie and the taxi. I'm not
I was
reading.
Curious because I thought he said something like all the religions are all one, or we're all.
Yeah, he's one of those progressive Catholics.
Yeah, Ash says in the comments, all religions matter.
Well,
Like,
that's what I
as
said.
opposed to-
I'm
Yeah.
misremembering. I don't know but it's something like that.
And trust me, most of us Catholics don't like the progressive Catholics.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You don't even see him as Daredevil the entire book. You get to what page number is this? 14, and then you see like one picture of Elektra as Daredevil, and then it flashes back to Zdarsky where Matt was. But yeah, it's like there's no Matt Murdock, even though he's who's on the cover.
So I'm getting a hint here. We're gonna have, since Matt somehow escaped hell, there's demons coming after him because she gets possessed. Elektra gets possessed by a demon that tries to attack him. Matt exorcises the demon. Is it a Hellblazer version of Daredevil now? Devil Blazer.
This is really weird.
The power of dare compelled you.
If all religions matter, why don't you go check out X-Men Red #1 to what they did with Kitty Pryde?
Of course, they gave him the boring black suit with the bandana over his head, the Netflix.
Well, that's
suit.
what he had because he didn't have the costume. So
That's boring, though. There's nothing to it.
But no, listen to me. That's the Netflix one. They're doing that.
I know. That's why they're doing it because.
But at the end, though, he has his normal costume back.
Oh, does he? Okay. Well, I'm just saying the reason they gave him this one is because they're bringing Netflix to Disney Plus. or they're bringing what's his name to Disney Plus, and they know everybody loves what's
Or
his
that's what he
name.
says. So we all worship God. That's what I think he said. We all worship God.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. Well,
and I was
this
like,
is yeah, that's weird. Daredevil should be. I'm sorry. There are some characters that like, okay, they had like a story arc where he faced Mephisto, I think. But Daredevil he takes on the underworld, the gangsters. He's not a supernatural hero. That's like Doctor Strange.
he's not Wally West the Flash going against supernatural characters.
What are you talking about?
That's gonna be your new book.
You mean
Yeah,
Mirror Master? Yeah, Mirror Master is such a
No, the other-
supernatural
well,
character.
no,
you
in Speria's run, it's going to be cosmic horror, so it's going to be
Yeah.
like,
Well,
while he's going to be taking on the supernatural threats kind of thing.
And,
He'll probably
and
fight Cthulhu by the end.
while his wife is banging Mr. Terrific,
I still say that's not going to happen.
it's going to
God.
happen.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm just glad he's not saying it. That's great.
Yeah. They said Linda's disillusioned with her life, and
I did in the Flash 800, I did see a little bit of Sperior starting to go that direction. I swear, if he pulls the trigger on that, and that's how he goes, I'm going to be so.
Well, this is the
pissed.
first time I think you did a review on a speedster that did that in Mark Wade's run. Joe, didn't you do a review?
Not a review, but I posted a picture of it. So yeah, during Mark Wade's run, what it was John Fox had come from the future, because he was the Flash, but he was the Flash in a time period that didn't really need the Flash. So he was just kind of sitting behind a computer, and he called like robots into action that did it. So he decided, well, I want a taste of that action. And when Wally West came to the future. His present, John Fox decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go back in time myself, and he took a swing at Linda, but he did it while she was vulnerable. So like literally right after the kiss, the very next issue, she's like, "Yeah, don't touch me again, guy. You're not my boyfriend."
And you know what they say: once you go terrific, you never go back, right?
And then Wally's going to become serious competition for Bernard.
First, I swear, if they cuck Wally, I'm going to be so pissed. It's like they already HIC'd him. We just got over that.
This is what I'm gonna say right now. Where the Flash is done, he's living happily ever. I don't need to see the new whatever next one coming out with the Sperior.
And then Wally can post a Twitter video saying, when I found out that my wife was in love with another man, it was the happiest day of my life. I'm so proud of her.
We're expanding our love life.
You know what that's from, though. Somebody posted a video. Some dude's wife had come out as a lesbian, and he was saying he was so proud of her, and that's the happiest he's ever been for. And this poor guy. But that thought
because on his end, in his mind, he's like, "Fuck it, I'm free. I'm free."
No, I think more to do with he's one of those or
he thinks he's going to get the 2 for 1 price.
So
if he doesn't celebrate it, he'll be the bad guy.
So what there's a funny thing, and actually kind of disgusting too. There's this also came out. People are making fun of this guy. His wife just decided to do porn, and she basically asked his permission. Can I have sex with this black guy? And he said, "Sure, great, go for it." And they said like, oh, ever since then he's like, whenever he's on like a podcast, they're like, so it's like, yeah, it's like, it's like, and everybody in the chat below is like, yeah, it's like, wow, this guy, he's smiling, trying to pump it up. He's like, I'm proud of my wife, like I ain't gonna judge her and stuff, It's so like, dude, she's getting destroyed by other guys, and
let me guess,
you're trying to say you're
if they pan on him, he's probably dead inside. He's like, fuck, this is my life. Shit.
I said that's one thing. It's like,
yeah.
If he does it without telling you, but if you're supporting
bought
it,
why? When it comes to the Flash too, it's like on that subject too. They already brought the polyamory aspect to the X-Men, so obviously they need it over in the Flash too. So that's.
I hope it's.
Flash and Mr. Terrific they're gonna learn to share.
Hey, Joe, check out Ash's comment in the chat.
Wally's wife is going to realize she's really been a man all along and become sure. Oh my god.
Well, actually,
She'll get-
no.
He'll get Flash
It's-
power somehow and become the new
So
Flash.
instead of be calling the Flash, we call it the fuck.
Just remember, it's
Now she'll be the
if
zip.
if you're gonna support the big two, especially DC, just understand that they're about the big two are about two things: retroactively changing as many character sexualities as possible, and not giving fans what they want, whether it's what they're doing to Wally over DC, what they've been doing to Peter Parker for the entire 21st century, damn near.
Yeah.
Girl
I mean-
writer came out and said it's all about making everyone gay. Pretty much what said it in their little interview.
Of course, duh.
I mean, people have speculated that's why DC decided to pull Jeremy Adams off of the Flash run.
Yep.
Right when he had more stories to tell, like at the height of its popularity, it's like, people like that, but we don't want that audience.
Exactly. I said that.
Zach's
They want the audience that they wish the Jizdia Axelrods could deliver. But here's the thing: that audience doesn't exist. But they're okay with that because the message is more important.
Well,
that's the
I
thing.
wouldn't say that the audience doesn't exist because I'm sure they do. It's just their number and volume.
But
It's
not
not enough to move the
enough
needle.
numbers to
The
sustain.
problem is that
a
so many
business.
people left that the numbers they have for that who want the content versus the ones that don't. It's pretty much we're down the minority for those who stuck around with the comic books of the old crew.
And also, if you don't like my politics, don't read my book.
And then was shocked when no one bought her book.
Exactly.
The thing
How-
is, like they
how
said,
could that happen?
they make so much money off of merch. They're more and they care more about the message. So you're gonna be getting these stories, whether say a lot of us basically stop buying because we're not the majority buying it. The majority are buying it are the people who actually like this stuff, love the idea of Linda being a lesbian and divorcing Wally and saying that he's a misogynist male.
Yeah.
No.
But the problem is those
Linda,
numbers are so little that they can't sustain the book, like you were saying.
No,
Yeah.
you're. There's Wally and Linda were and if this pisses anybody off, my apologies. Not really. A straight white couple. That's you can't have that. Yeah,
Well,
if Reed and
Linda's
Sue
not
had
white,
been married
though.
for
She's
60
Asian.
years, that's close enough. Remember,
Well-
depending on how you want the narrative to fit, she's
She's not white
not
enough.
a whole
Or
lot
she's not-
Asian.
She's not Asian enough. She's white.
Well, it's like if they when it comes time to college admissions,
Yeah.
they become
Well,
white.
Back
Look at the
during
whole lie about-
also back during the Flash issue 800, like one thing I pointed out in my review, for some reason, Linda was depicted like if you put her next to a picture of like Linda Park, she doesn't really look like her. Put her next to a picture of Candace Patton, i.e. Iris West from the Flash, almost identical. It's like the artist only watched the Flash TV series and was like, oh, that's the Flash's girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is I've been noticing that there's a lot of these people think Damian is Arab. When Talia Talia is I guess mixed herself, just like her father, and it's they're saying like, oh, Damian has to be drawn looking like he's black, because he's Arab. I'm like, but he's not Arab though. He's like East Asian or something, or kind of like that, kind of mixed. But I
Yeah.
don't
She
know.
also didn't really give birth naturally to him. She's like test
no,
tube or something.
so it's like, yeah, he's a test tube.
So I think because I think the intention was test tube him, and they were gonna like remove
No,
what they considered because they wanted him to look at like as much like Bruce as possible. It was clear.
so that's something I keep seeing online. People are like, oh, this Joshua Williamson and the artist. Oh, this book sucks though. They whitewashed Damian, and it's like, or they're saying like Damian is pretty much Tim Drake, but they screwed over Tim
But
Drake.
if only those people existed in tenfold the number and then actually purchase the books they're bitching about.
That's the thing. I was laughing. Like, I actually go and buy the physical book so you can see what I'm talking about. You know, the Joshua Williams one, I didn't think I was gonna like as much, or I didn't know, but I went out and picked it up because one, I wanted to show it on the book so we can actually look at the interior art. Versus us just saying like, here's the cover and that's it, you know, and like or just mentioning the passing. But
yeah, I hope that you don't end up making it a practice of spending your money.
No, I'm not going to. Yeah,
because like I said, it's at that point, then it's no longer worth it. But
no, it's not. No, definitely not worth it. But if you guys give us some more subscribers, you know, we can get monetized, and I actually might be able to afford to pick up some of these.
Oh yeah, especially since they changed the policy. You're less than 100 away.
Once you get to 420, you got to stop. You got to stop at 420.
No, you stop at.
That's the most whitest joke you've ever made.
So why do you want him to stop at Hitler's birthday, man? Why do you want to know that? Why do you want to have him do that?
Was not the joke I was going for. I don't know his birthday. Who keeps track of his birthday?
Well, I find it so funny because you always hear all these potheads going, "Hey, 420, man," and I was just like saying, "Why are you celebrating Hitler's birthday?" Just to piss them off.
You are the only person I know that knows Hitler's birthday.
You send him a card every year, Zach.
Why would I? He's dead.
He doesn't send him a card.
Good riddance.
No.
So you don't celebrate December 25th? He's dead.
Yo, he came back.
On April 20th, down at where he lives, they have a hooded meeting and they celebrate.
Yeah. So
April 25th,
really die for our sins. He just took a break.
It's springtime. Nobody's going outside wearing hoods.
Hey, Vangman, did you see that cover of Detective Comics Annual?
Yes.
So we should read. I said, yeah. By the way, what color is Zach's eyes? Because I try to look.
I thought about like, imagine I put that as a cover on the thumbnail. I wonder how long before I get a channel gets struck. Because I'm like, there's some things you're not supposed to.
Well, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna hit your 500, apply for monetization. They're gonna review the channel and you're gonna be like, fuck that, no.
They're gonna be like, this guy makes a lot of Nazi jokes. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
They'll recommend, and I'll ask some representatives like, what should I do? They're like, well, get rid of Zach.
Yeah. I mean, it actually happened to a buddy of mine, like back when you needed 1,000 subscribers. Like he hit some really high videos, but because of the kind of content he makes, they were just like, you cannot, because he was covering the crossed comic books.
Oh,
so
okay.
And they were just like, yeah, we ain't monetizing that, bro.
Certain song from the producers. Okay. I've never watched it. You have to ask Ingleton about that. I don't watch it.
That's an Ingleton question.
What question?
Or something about musicals. Ingleton loves musicals.
Yeah, producers. Apparently, is there some song?
Does he like cats?
Was that springtime for?
Is he jellicle?
Or something?
I think it's called Springtime for Hitler or something like that.
Hey, kids, I'm gonna jump off and go make dinner. It's getting late. So
I already ate my dinner. I want to go get dessert. So
I would love some dessert right now. I've got some ice cream in the freezer that is waiting for me.
Right next to the frozen heads.
He's a dreamer. He's a dreamer.
He's a midnight dreamer. It's like, please, sir, don't.
This is why I come here. This is why I bust my hump trying to get here.
Why does Counselor Zach have human heads in his freezer?
Why does Joe show up all the way from over in Japan just to insult you?
Joe doesn't insult me. Joe's the nicest. Joe is my one friend on this panel. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Actually, oh, you're kidding? I'm not your friend? Oh, thank you.
No, you are my friend. You are my friend.
Okay.
RDV and Breen just show friendship in different ways. That's how my mom used to say it when I got bullied in high school. She's like, no, they're showing camaraderie in different ways.
Zach, we feel that you should be insulted and belittled from both hemispheres. So
I mean, from Wisconsin all the way down to Kentucky, you just need learning, bro.
I need learning.
Yeah,
learning's hard. Reading's hard, Vinkman.
But you need to be learning some new stuff here, and we kind of want to humble you because I feel like if you oppress someone enough to the point, they'll actually
oppress someone.
They'll build self-confidence. So we oppress you.
If you oppress someone hard enough, they'll build confidence. I don't know if that's the word that you were trying to use.
No. We pretty much
it means
know
what you think it does.
Inconceivable.
Oh,
Like I said, Zach, you're better for it though. And if you want anybody to blame,
England
actually,
team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't start the joke. I just continued the joke.
Now just remember.
It builds characters.
If
My mom always used to say.
if sometime in the future Zach really does start putting people's heads in his fridge, it's your fault.
I've seen that Criminal Minds episode. It's always the one that starts it that's the first victim. Or
Oh,
one
I'm
of
talking.
the first.
Yeah. Usually when I think about that, I think of the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh,
Where he
which
kills
one?
there's one where he's like something's wrong with him. He ends up
the
killing
puppets?
somebody, and he puts their freaking head in the
Talks
fridge.
to
And he talks to it.
Talk
And
to
he
haven't
talks
seen
back.
that
dog.
one.
The cat dog talk to him. Yeah, and he's got the girl, the hot girl. She comes
Yep.
over and he kills her and he puts her head in the fridge.
Yeah.
I have
she
not,
starts talking
I
too.
have
It's
not
like,
seen
He
this
just keeps
one.
killing
Wow.
people, puts their heads in the fridge, and everyone's talking.
It's literally floating heads, Breen.
Floating
Refrigerator.
heads.
On that note, I hope you guys had fun tonight. We hope you guys show up for tomorrow. We got some readings tomorrow. Puppet Team will not be joining us. We'll be sailing the high seas for Weird Tales number 93 because DC Infinite sucks. That's what they have it on their app.
Yeah, DC Infinite really went downhill.
So, Brain, you know what that is, right? Weird Tales number 93.
Weird War Tales.
Or sorry, Weird War Tales. Sorry.
Oh, we're reading. I
So
know.
apparently, I know. You don't.
I know.
But only if Zach's showing up, though.
Wait, sailing the
We've
high
read.
seas.
Haven't we
You're
read that one?
pirating?
Not on this channel. Only
We're
on
reading
Pete's
the
channel.
first issue, right?
We're reading the
Their
first
first appearance. Yeah,
of Creature Commandos.
yeah, that's what I thought.
That'll be around 8:15 Central, and then after that, second reading will be Adventures of Superman Annual number 1.
My Adventures with Superman. We're reviewing the cartoon.
Actually, we could if you really want to.
No, I really don't want to.
The show wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. I just don't
I
want
just-
to review
I
it.
just want this to end. It's
Oh.
never going to.
Brain.
We're going to be
Q
saying
evil.
goodbye in
Q
perpetuity.
evil black cat showing up because there's a joke.
Actually, he did show up.
I will never die as long as I'm on one of these streams because it never ends.
No. That's how you're gonna go out. You're gonna die.
That's sort of
on
like
the screen.
what's the puppet?
Oh, Lamb Chop.
Yeah.
But no, Breen
It goes on
So,
and on.
Brain's never gonna die because we have AI now.
Yeah.
It's true. We can just like make a computer animated face.
We'll get it, and I'll get it as a soundboard. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
time
yeah.
to monologue.
And here we go. Another
The mall man.
That wasn't bad.
I wouldn't even try it. Actually, it's become that second nature. That much of a second nature thing. But anyway,
Monologue time. When do we get to goodbye time?
For what? For what?
and since we have one,
Hello, everybody.
Do you have a montage of you mangling the English language?
can you get more sound clips? I think those are the only 3 you have.
I will get one.
Okay.
I'll clip tonight's stream. I'll get some. I'll have some of Joe's too as well.
Sweet.
I'm gonna clip Speakeasy's. Or sorry, not Speakeasy, but Geekeasy's. Formerly known as Speakeasy.
A speakeasy.
Well, if he knew he was in rehab for.
Formerly known as Geek.
Yeah, I'm gonna have his train whistle in the background.
And I'm glad I can contribute somehow.
Good night, guys.